As we grabbed an Astro Blue mocktail and ventured down into Sony's basement dwelling at Summer Game Fest Playdays, Astro Bot came into view, and we immediately knew we were in for a good time. Hello everyone, it's Aaron here from Push Square, editing up a video version of Stephen Tailby's preview of Astro Bot, which he got to play a little bit of at Summer Game Fest in LA. So let's see how this cutesy platformer is shaping up. Team Asobi's adorable robot hero is finally getting the full-length, full-fat platforming game that he rightly deserves, and even just the artwork adorning the walls around our play session is enough to put a smile on the face of any jet-lagged journalist. Going into the game, we knew it would be a delight, but even just a handful of levels is enough to know that this is shaping up to be a standout game in anyone's PS5 library. As soon as we picked up the DualSense controller and saw the demo's title screen, the playfulness of Astro games is there. We guide Astro's on-screen dual speeder with one-to-one motion, and the haptics are just as fantastic as in Astro's Playroom. However, creative director Nicolas Doucet tells us that the team has taken a step further in realising the potential of the DualSense's features. While speaking with us, he said, "We spend a lot of time prototyping game mechanics in an isolated form, and then later we think about how we can stitch them together in a way that makes sense. We had 3 or 4 people break away from the team, and we nicknamed that team DualSense 2.0. One new feature born from this is the sponge power-up, as the team wanted to see if they could capture the sensation of squeezing out a sponge with the adaptive trigger. Perhaps even more intriguingly, Astro can now brush his hand against walls, and you'll feel that in the controller. You may even come across a secret passage simply thanks to the change in texture. We didn't find any such secrets in the few levels we played, but they're so full of things to toy around with that we forgot about it all. The first stage takes us through grassy areas and pools of water with lots of smaller sides you can explore as you progress. One such distraction is an area with some footballs and a goalie-styled enemy between 2 trees, and you can score a goal by whacking the balls into the baddies. Another is a giant inflatable duck that's just fun to hop around on and see how it reacts. There are many fun little touches like this that are simply there to bring you joy. As well as these fun little asides, Astro Bot is constantly introducing new gameplay ideas that may only last a minute or 2 in each level. For example, a new power-up turns Astro into a floating bubble, allowing you to reach new parts of this stage. Another, in a construction-themed level, puts a dog in his back that allows him to charge forward, which can be used for traversal and defeating enemies. Some frog boxing gloves gave Astro's punches much longer range, and we put them to good use in a boss fight against a big robo-octopus. While you're hopping around each stage, you're on the lookout for Astro's scattered crewmates, strewn around in a very similar fashion to Astro Bot Rescue Mission. However, unlike the PSVR title, some of the bots are PlayStation cameos. We actually came across bots dressed like Ratchet, Rivet, Parappa, Jammer Lammy, Jack, and many more. Doucet tells us that there are over 150 of these special bots to find, but he's very much aware of striking a balance between celebrating PlayStation's legacy and ensuring that Astro has its own stamp. He told us that Astro needs to develop its own identity and its own world, and even though it's associated with the hardware, it's great, it's really welcome, but it shouldn't become a limitation. He tells us that the team ensured that they had enough fresh ideas in gameplay, that it's its own game, but that it would be a shame after Astro's Playroom not to delve deeper into character references. He continued to say that really it's just because it's fun, it's a nostalgic touch, and since we can do it, why not? While some cameo characters are collected as normal, others, PlayStation's biggest heroes like Kratos and Atreus, appear to have a larger role. Now, we won't spoil anything here, but we bumped into the pair after defeating the demo's boss, and there's definitely more to their presence than a simple nod, which is very exciting. The regular levels are incredibly fun to go through, and there's plenty to discover off the beaten path, but other types of levels were introduced to us too. As we flew around the galaxy map, we found a circle button planet that took us to a much more difficult challenge level, a short platforming gauntlet for more hardcore players to conquer. The platforming and controls feel identical to Playroom, which is to say that they're super tight and very intuitive. On top of that, it all looks stunning. It runs flawlessly at 60 frames per second on the PS5, which this gameplay you're watching today is running on. The game's visuals are definitely a step above Astro Playroom, while retaining its visual identity and alongside a jolly soundtrack, the presentation here is on point. Honestly, we didn't want to stop playing. This has only further cemented in our mind that Astro Bot will be a real treasure of a PS5 exclusive when it launches in September. The invention and passion pours out of the screen, and if the few levels we've played are any indication, this could be on its way to becoming a standout 3D platformer of the modern era and pure bliss for PlayStation diehards. Thank you everyone for checking out Steven's preview of Astro Bot. Let me know down in the comments how excited you are for this 3D platformer down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, that really does help us out, and even better, subscribe to the channel if you're in the market for more PlayStation video content just like this. But anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.